For years now, women's participation in the workforce in the United States has been greatly limited. Women were not able to enter the workforce since it was viewed that they could not perform the same jobs as men. Times have changed, and some of the views of women in the workforce haven't changed. Women are still paid less for doing the same work that men perform. They are often overlooked for promotions that are given to their male counterparts. Even though we have entered the workforce and entered into a new century, women are still treated different from men in the workforce. During the women's rights movement, women entered the workforce during World War II to fill the positions left vacant by men who were overseas fighting. This was understood as being acceptable because, well, men weren't here to do the job, so women could do it. After the war ended, the men returned. Women were once again seen as only able to do domestic work at home. This movement took place in the 1920s to fight for the right to vote and to be recognized. According to Saka Birdie, the women's rights movement changed society into what we know it to be today. Women around the world were considered to be inferior to men, but over many years of hard work and devotion, women finally gained equality. Women were a man's property and were not considered a person, could not hold jobs, and were not allowed to vote before the women's rights movement. There's so much that has changed. From the 1950s all the way to the 70s, women stayed home with their children, cared for the home, meals, dinner, just taking care of everything. So the men could come home from work and have absolutely nothing to do except for maybe mow the yard if the kids didn't do it. Women entering the workforce has shown that we are capable to provide for our families just as well as a man, and still maintain a stable home environment for our families. With more single-family households today than there were in the 50s and 60s, women are showing they can provide a stable home for their children as well as support them. Women are just as capable of men as earning a living and supporting their family. They can maintain the home and still help out the family financially. Previously, the man of the house goes to work and the woman stays home to cook, clean, take care of the children, but times have changed. In some families now, men are choosing to stay home and take care of the house and children while their wives go to work every day. It's a complete reverse of roles from in the early 1900s. The only time that women stay home to take care of the children is when the father travels or works excessive hours a day at their jobs. The 1920s proved themselves to be a changing point in women's history. Women's rights movement became the foundation of a better life and equality for future generations of women around the world. Women have acquired a lot throughout the years, and even though they have received a great prize, there are still, to this day, men and women who believe a woman's place is at the home. There are fewer of these people, as the years go on, who believe women are inferior to men, but the struggle continues, as it will for generations to come. According to Amy Turnery, in 2011, 83% of women and 65% of men spent some time doing household chores, such as housework, cooking, lawn care, financial, and other household management. The year earlier, the spread was 84 to 67, respectively. Flashback to 2003, and the numbers are 84% and 63%. So sure, we're seeing some change, but none that I classify as particularly profound, especially when you look at how the workforce is divided today. This shows even though women who work outside their home are still taking a major role in their home and family. And to quote Ms. Tinnery, the breakdown of household hours between men and women say something undeniable about heterosexual two-partner households. Women are still doing the bulk of the housework. Women may be breaking the glass ceiling at work, but we haven't made it at home. In 1950, about 1 in 3 women participated in the labor force. By 1998, nearly 3 of every 5 women of working age were in the labor force. Among women ages 16 and over, the labor force participation was 33.9% in 1950, compared with 59.8% in 1998. So, from the first woman entering the workforce to current day, some things have changed. Fortunately, women that work outside of their homes are still facing discrimination in wages, and in the case of some companies, their level of success is also being hindered. Some things have changed. Some men are opting to stay home while their wives become the breadwinner in the family. But the wife is still taking care of the minority of the household work that needs to be done. Dishes, cooking, laundry, and some of the other cleaning, as well as taking care of the children once they are home from the office. So even though women have reached high levels in corporation and even the government, they are still being paid less than they have earned and deserve to be paid. I believe that in the coming years, we will see yet more changes being made for women in the workforce.